Welcome back to RGR Football. I'm Ryan, and this is me going rogue, and I appreciate you guys joining me this week. If you're new around here, hit the sub, the notification button, leave your comment below, and leave me a thumbs up if you like this particular video. Now, as I'm getting into the film here from the Bronco game, one that I was at live, and so this is my second perspective on it. I just want to go through a couple of plays on the offensive side that really show you what the Chiefs need to do to protect Matt Moore going forward, and that is in running the ball. There's a couple of styles here. They broke off some fairly good runs against the Broncos. They're going to have to do more of that in the future. And I just want to lay those out here in today's first look. And I'll have more of this next week that I'm pre-doing as I'm going to be on vacation. But you guys will get some more film next week on other aspects as they go into Minnesota. But against the Broncos, and this needs to be replicated to help Matt Moore, you're going to see that this is a formation that looks very much like you would expect them to run. Some of their custom 4 verticals, some smash concepts. You can do a number of things out of this. And the Broncos are basically lined up in a nickel. They're going to have Vaughn here with 4-man front, 2 linebackers, DB spread around, and this is Chris Harris right here. And from the look of it, you're going to see that, hey, that looks like it's matched up fairly well. They're going to play some zone at the back with 2 safeties like they did most of that game. But that's not what Andy's doing here. And you're going to notice that as Mahomes rolls here in a second and comes up to make the mic call, watch Cam Irving, who's up here at the left tackle spot, and see what he does to make his adjustment. There's the mic. Now we know what we're doing. Both the tackles. Let me back that up. Both the tackles make their calls, and you're going to see that that's how it all works together. This is where I'm going. This is where I'm going. Irving, you'll notice, is pointing across the formation. And that's going to give you a clue. And even though the Broncos understand that clue too, it doesn't end up helping them out that much. As we roll forward, we're going to see that this looks like a pass set. It looks like a pass formation. And all of a sudden, it's going to be a zone with a nice double in the middle. And that zone takes a little time to develop, but eventually there's a hole. And McCoy does a really nice job of finding the space and breaking out of it. That's something that he is probably the best on this roster at doing, and definitely is a skill set that comes with experience. Now we're going to set this up again. Mahomes makes the mic call. That's what he's setting as the center of the protection. And so that gives you a clue right now as well. The linemen are then going to react, and you're going to see the direction that they point as well. So when you see this live, both of them pointing over to the right as well. That's going to give you an idea. Now, this is something that we saw earlier in the season that was unfortunate in that they didn't block Justin Houston at the time. They're not going to block this guy out on the edge either. And that's what Irving is indicating here, that they have the calls together. All 5 guys are going to be together. And this is a zone concept. They're going to end up doubling, so it's not a one-on-one zone. But you're going to see Rankin's going to come off, try to get to this linebacker. Irving's responsibility is over here. These guys are going to double and try to get to the second level. And then Schwartz has Miller because you have to pay specific attention to him. And as they shift over, Shady takes the opposite angle, which helps them keep all of these guys, these 4 in particular, the ones that are most important to this blocking scheme. By shifting Shady over to the other side, it keeps them, pulls one linebacker with, but it keeps them all shaded so that they're within reach. And reach is the type of block that Cam Irving in particular is going to have to do. We're going to see him come off, and as Rankin gets a little bump to keep that defensive tackle on his inside shoulder, it helps Irving get there too. That's going to pay off later. Ryder and LDT come off together and then are going to scrape to get the linebacker. Watch as it goes forward right here. Just a little bit from Rankin helps keep that D tackle inside. And he's already got eyes up looking for this onside, what's going to be backside backer, as LDT and Reader are engaged and are looking at that linebacker to the strong side, to the side they're running to. And really, they only know that because the strength of the formation was to the other side. And you see Schwartz lined up here. Now, this is what's key. There is some fear of Von Miller, and he does a good job at corralling the edge. And Schwartz and he have done battle for a number of years. And he does do well right here. He has beaten the block. He's disengaged, which means he can swim under. He can do a number of things. And he has sealed off that edge. Shady knows that. He's still trying to work outside where he was trying to go in the first place. And Raider has not been able to disengage. So we see that he's still hung up there, but that linebacker is deep. You see right here, Rankin is starting to make his turn to seal that off. And right here is going to be some nice footwork from Cam Erving. And I illustrated this play mostly to show you just what the running back has to deal with. Remember, he's looking at about the bottom of the numbers of all these guys in terms of height relative to the height that he's running at. So he's in amongst the trees, to tell you the truth. But this is what athleticism looks like on the offensive line. Watch Cam Erving as we roll forward here. Has to realize that he's got to make that block. He's got to stay in contact. It's been thwarted to the outside. Shady's putting his foot in the ground, is about to cut it upfield. And that's what is going to be determined by just how well Cam can make this block. He makes contact, and even though he's starting to slide out a little bit, loses his footing, he is going to get that turn. And that turn is what springs this run, because at this point, Ryder's gotten to the linebacker. The D-tackle is under LDT's control. Schwartz is driving Vaughn out the back, and quite frankly, he was lined up in a wide 9 anyway, so having cut off that run, he's now out of position as Shady accelerates away from him downfield. The only iffy block here is Rankin, who's a little bit engaged on the back. That you got to watch out for that, but this key is right here, as Erving is using his feet. Once he gets a little bit of contact, using his feet to get around and seal off that run. Now, he's going to fight through it, but he's already done his job at this point, and Shady's got clear sailing, cutting back against the grain on the backside of Ryder's block as well, and that's where the hole is. Now, the rest is just Shady doing Shady, but this is one look at how they can do things the way that they've been trained to do in a way that fits this offense. Want to give you another look at a more classic running play because Andy broke it out in this last game against the Broncos, and they're going to need to use it to protect Matt Moore as well. You can see Moore's here under center, and Sherman's in the game. I love to see that, and this is a classic run out of a classic offset I formation with a little bit of motion, which is something the Chiefs need to do in the run game a little bit more, judging by the percentages. But this is a power run, and that's something that is going to help keep the chains moving for plays exactly like this. Now, they're not always going to get this look, which is really a nickel here where the defensive tackles are spread out a little bit. They're on an over formation here where the tackles all the way outside of the offensive tackle with 2 stand-up outside linebackers and 2 stand-up off backers, as well as a pair of safeties back here. And what you're going to see here, Pringle's going to come in motion and will actually get a decent block on the outside, but the key is going to happen right in here. These 4 guys, Travis Kelce as well, but this is a play that allows a little bit of misconception to go on for the linebackers. They see what they're supposed to do, and they just can't quite get it done because of the athleticism of this Chiefs offensive line, and that's what they have to stick to, plays that emphasize their athleticism. What we're going to see is Kelce's going to come down and help Cam Erving on this defensive tackle, but because of alignment, he's going to be able to scrape off and get a linebacker down here, not this particular guy, because he's going to be left unblocked. That is going to be the secret to this particular play. Rankin's going to come down, and he and Ryder are going to double team the nose in here and do a good job there. Schwartz will have his backside containment as well. The key is going to be taking out this linebacker and the scrape. So as we move forward, we're going to see that Pringle comes in motion, they're set, and at initial steps, what you're going to see is the play develop. LDT has pivoted and is coming downhill. Kelce is crashing down on this defensive tackle so that Erving can then come off and get the backside backer. Rankin has come down with Ryder and is driving out that nose tackle, and right now Schwartz is about to engage the backside outside linebacker. He really shouldn't be in this play. The key here is that both these doubles are going to ignore this linebacker because that's what LDT is coming through for. He's going to come in here and knock this guy sideways, allowing then Cam Erving to come off backside and them to maintain this double to seal this corridor for LaShawn McCoy to run through. Now, there's also going to be an important block just in case something goes wrong in that pattern. If LDT misses the block or somebody breaks through, or had they had a blitz on that came in through that same gap, something could have gone wrong. And that's the emergency cut that Anthony Sherman's going to seal back here so that if Shady gets to the point where he doesn't feel he can make any yardage there, he can jump cut and try to hit it to the outside. And that's going to be an important aspect. As we roll it forward, LDT makes his block. He's crumpled him inside the hole, is going to continue to drive him forward. And at this point, Kelsey's engaged real well on the defensive tackle, has helped enough that Irving can come off once he clears the rear end of this linebacker and go get the other one. Rankin's on the side here, driving his guy back towards his help in Ryder, and Schwartz is engaged as well. Now, Sherman's about to make this block, and Pringle is diving hard to try to get this back safety. And as we get here, now we see how it's come through fruition. LDT has continued to drive. Irving's come off and gotten the second linebacker. Rankin has sealed the backside, and McCoy has a straight shot through the hole. Now, Sherm's turned his guy, and that's fine. Had he had to make that jump, he had room to maneuver there. And actually, had it had to go outside, Pringle would have had a good block. But this safety's going to get a little bit of action here as we roll forward. And it's just a nice move after that by McCoy, something we saw in the last play as well. And if you look at it in full motion, I think that really sells exactly how much orchestration goes into this play for all these guys to do this ballet at the same time. And this is a power run. The straightest path between 2 points is a straight line. Shady makes a nice cut here as well, and that ends the play. But two different versions of a run game that can help protect Matt Moore against what he has to do in the future. I think it's a great start, and I want to see them continue this. So for today, that's what I have on the film. Let me know what you think of these plays. Leave your comments below, and tell me if you want to see more of this or you have some wrinkles of your own you'd like to see. Also, if you're new here, get the sub, the notification, and leave that thumbs up if you like this particular video. I'd appreciate it if you guys would check out these other 2 videos here that are coming up on your screen. I appreciate it. I'll have more for you in the next weeks while I'm on vacation. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll check you next time.